Hi guys. So today we had TSPSC Group 1 and I'm going to give you a very quick overview of the history part of the questions and history key from the questions. If you observe, there were a couple of questions which are also from world history. Traditionally, world history has not been part of our syllabus in Group 1, but somehow this time UPSC has asked core questions of world history, one going even from the Second World War period and one going from the Cold War era. Now, one of the first questions I observed in my paper is according to Abu Fazal, Akbar started 1000 karkhanas for producing woolen clothes. At which among the following places did he establish them? The answer is straightforward, guys. This is actually Lahore. This part of the subject is actually mentioned in your NCRT. It is there in NCRT. The same information is also mentioned in IGNO book as well. So, as part of the cultural development, Akbar contributed in establishing particularly 1000 workshops for introducing woolen or producing woolen garments in Lahore. So, the answer was straightforward D. The next question: which of the following statements these are correct? Arya Samaj was started in 1875 by Swami Dayanand Saraswati. Swami Vivekananda condemned rituals and superstitions. Theosophists advocated the revival and strengthening of Hinduism. And in 1920s, Akali movement was started to purify Sikh Gurudwaras in Punjab. Now, when you see this question for the first time, you will definitely be sure that these both statements are definitely correct. To an extent, this is also right. You will have doubt about this. In the 1920s, that option is right. In the 1920s, Akali movement was actually known as the Gurudwara Reform Movement, where the Sikh community wanted to remove the Gurudwaras from the control of Brahminical priests, and that is where, as a result of Akali movement, they created Sri Gurudwara Prabandhak Committee (SGPC), which today runs the Gurudwara Harminder Sahib of the Golden Temple in Punjab. So, answer is A. All the four options are correct. Arya Samaj. Yes, 1875, Swami Dayanand Saraswati started it, whose aim was to re-establish the Vedas. It was actually a revivalist movement. It's a revivalist movement. Okay. Another question. Iltutmish got erected two marble statues of lions and bells hanged to their necks. Anybody could bring these bells and seek justice from Sultan. Who among the following writers recorded this statement? See, this question, chances of you actually knowing this is comparatively lesser because you don't go so deep in studying the Delhi Sultanate. So this year, the TSPSC has given us a warning saying just overall external reading won't be enough. You need to go in depth. So Ibn Battuta, in his book Safarnama Rehala, actually mentions about this in Ibn Battuta. This topic is actually mentioned in reality in IGNO. IGNO's book on IGNO BA history about Delhi Sultanate and medieval history, medieval cultures, medieval contributions. In that, there is a book where there is this statement is directly copied from that. Iltutmish erected two marble statues of lions and bells hanged to their necks. Anybody could ring these bells and seek justice from the Sultan. This statement is directly also mentioned in the IGNO textbook. IGNO book, and it was mentioned by Ibn Battuta, the Moroccan traveler. Okay. This Diamond of India, this Jewel of Maharashtra, the Prince of Workers. Look at him and try to emulate him. Who made this remark about Gopal Krishna Gokhale's? When you read Bipan Chandra textbook, the traditional old NCRT Bipan Chandra textbook, in that this statement is there where Bal Gangadhar Tilak, when Gopal Krishna Gokhale died, Tilak actually, in the introduction of his speech, he actually said this: "This is Diamond of India, the Jewel of Maharashtra, the Prince of Workers." Look at him and try to emulate him. See, because there, Bipan Chandra mentions about how Tilak and Gokhale were long-term rivals, and yet at the time of death of Gopal Krishna Gokhale, Tilak remained the strongest, you can say, praiser or the person who praised Gokhale to the maximum. So, Bal Gangadhar Tilak is the answer. Bal Gangadhar Tilak. Next question. Operation Blue Star. This is a post-independent history question. It was the biggest internal security mission undertaken by Indian Army. Okay, yes, we can agree with that. It aimed at removing Sikh militants who were accumulating weapons in the Harminder Sahib complex. Harminder Sahib complex is basically the Golden Temple. Yes, so under Sant Jarnail Singh Bhindranwale, the members of Damdamal Taksal, supported by Babar Khalsa, they went and occupied the Golden Temple. Both the statements are right. Operation Blue Star was carried out between 1st to 8th July 1985 in Amritsar is actually wrong because it was carried between 1st to 10th June 1985. It was 1 month before than what is mentioned. So that's why option C is incorrect. Answer will be A and B. Blue Star was in June 1985, not July 1985. Okay. Next question. The following was a major confrontation that brought United States and Soviet Union close to war. The answer here is actually Cuban Missile Crisis, guys, in 1962, also called the October Crisis. This is actually part of the world history question. I don't know why they even asked this. It's not something very significant as well, or not even in the major current affairs as well. But yeah, Cuban Missile Crisis, also called October Crisis. At that time, United States was headed by John Fitzgerald Kennedy, and Soviet Union was headed by Nikita Khrushchev. Nikita and Soviet Union were sending U-2 missiles, the Soviet ICBM, Soviet Intercontinental Ballistic Missiles, to be established or to be set up in Cuba, which United States opposed because Cuba is very close to Florida, and if Cuba gets nuclear bombs, it can attack directly Washington. So Soviet Union tried to put it by making Cuba their ally. United States opposed this. So that is why by October 1962, literally Cuba was put on what America called quarantine, that is no access zone. There was almost the verge of war. The world literally went on a full-fledged confrontation. This period in Cold War era is also called the MAD period, mutually assured destruction period. Cuban Missile Crisis near Cuba. Okay. Now arrange the following Second World War events in the chronological order. Normandy campaign, Western France, German Soviet non-aggression pact 1939. Okay, so it was August 1939. After that only, see, he signed it in August 1939. In 1940, he started the, in September 1939, August, approximately 14th, he signed. Hitler signed this with Soviet Union. This is also called the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact. Molotov being the German foreign minister, Ribbentrop being the Soviet foreign minister. And after that, the other events will happen. So 1939, non-aggression. Then comes the Battle of Stalingrad. So answer is A actually. BDEAC. The answer is A. BDEAC. Battle of Stalingrad. After Stalingrad, in between came the Pearl Harbor, December 1941. Then the Normandy campaign in France. And finally, the Hiroshima Nagasaki bombs in August 1945. Answer is 1-1. Option 1. During Qutub Shahi period, both Hindu and Muslim elite wore dresses consisting of Kula and Kaaba. What do these two terms mean? Basically, Kaaba means a long coat. This, like this. This is the Kaaba, which generally Mongol warriors used to wear. And Kula is basically this crown with all chains. This was a question which was some couple of years ago, also I think last year or before last year, was also asked in UPSC. This is Kaaba, this is Kula. Like for example, this is Kula and this is Kaaba, mainly observed with the Turk-Mongol raiders who came to India, and in Delhi Sultanate, in the entire Mughal period also we observe this Kula and Kaaba. In Qutub Shahi period also we observe this very clearly that they used to wear this Kula and Kaaba. Okay, now What is meant by Panjatanke Pak? Panch means five. So basically in Islam, they have in Shia Islam, they have this belief of five pure persons. Or Pak means pure, Panjatan means five. Five people who are very pure. These are basically Prophet Muhammad and his descendants. Muhammad, his daughter Fatima, his son-in-law Ali, and Fatima and Ali's two children, Hussein and Hassan. Hussein and Hassan. These names are actually incorporated in Alam, and according to Shia Islam, they do this. And one also technique is, see, our Deccan kingdoms which were there, the Bijapur, Ahmednagar, Qutub Shah, we were also Shia kings, no? Shia kingdoms. Okay, so that's why. Panjatan Nepal, the five kingdoms of Deccan. Only five, peace be upon him, Prophet Muhammad, Hazrat Ali, Hazrat Fatima, Hazrat Hassan, and Hazrat Hussein bin Ali. Hassan bin Ali and Hussein bin Ali. Answer is D. The five believers, Panjatan Nepal. Five important people. Now, match the following modern Indian languages and states or union territories. It comes both in history, art and culture, or even your society questions. Development. You can use elimination method in this if you want. Indo-Europe, Jammu and Kashmir is basically Indo-European. So our D is 4. So D is 4, only this one comes. And Kerala is Dravidian in Malayalam. Done. B, D. If you match B and D, you're done. Answer is 1. So Austric languages are basically languages spoken by Austro-Negroids. Austric mainly observed in Northeast Asia, East Asian borders of Indian subcontinent. This period. So Austro-Sub-Asiatic family represented by Mundar Kol group. In India, Khasi speakers, mainly the Khasi tribes of Meghalaya, use the Austric language. That's why answer is 1. Okay, so these were some of the important history questions, guys. See, overall about 2 or 3 questions were actually straightforward fact questions. So you either know them or you don't know them. And there were 2 which were world history based questions. There were also some questions which come in the borders of international relations and world history. I've not yet discussed here in this set. So yeah, world history questions and history questions. These are the ones by TSPSC Group 1. Thank you. You have a nice day. I'll see you in the next session. Bye-bye.